Okay, it's time to transfer and keg some beer. Pretty excited about doing this. So let me go over what we're going to do, and then I'm going to play the video in sort of fast motion because this is kind of a drawn out process. Today I'm going to be doing a closed transfer, so a pressure transfer. And the reason I do that is, one, it's probably the best way to minimize your chance of exposure to oxygen because the whole system's sealed. Two, sometimes I actually use the fermenter like a bright tank, so the beer's already carbonated. And so in order to transfer carbonated beer, you've got to have that control over your pressures both in the fermenter as well as the kegs. As far as what I'll be kegging up today, I have 8 gallons of amber ale in here, and I've got 2 kegs that I'm going to put it in, a 5-gallon and a 3-gallon. Now, in order to know how much I am putting into each keg, I like to use a scale. You'll see this in the video. I can weigh the keg as it fills up, and I know when it's ultimately full, and then I can transfer over to the other one. Another thing you'll see me using is my spunding valve. This allows me to really control the pressures. I have this set to about 4 pounds. The fermenter will have about 5 pounds, and so you can see a gentle push from the fermenter into the kegs. The other thing I brought out, it's just worth mentioning, I always keep a wrench close by. I want to make sure all of my quick disconnects are tightly attached to the hoses so I don't get any unwanted leaks in the middle of the transfer. So I think that's about it for the setup. Really pretty simple. Like I say, I'll get things going, I'll play the video really quick, and you can kind of see what happens. Oh, the one other thing I'll mention as well is you'll probably notice at the bottom of my dump port some extra hardware. That was for my recirculation of the dry hops that I used. If you want to see that video, I'll put the link for it right up here. It's worth watching, it's very interesting, and it explains what the extra stuff at the bottom of the fermenter is if you don't recognize that. So let me turn the camera off now, get things set up, and we'll start transferring some beer. Here we go. I'll start by just doing a voiceover here. I clear the line from the racking port to make sure any hop or yeast is cleared. Next, I'm going to go ahead and carefully fill that up, make sure there's no air in it whatsoever. Once I have that accomplished, take my trusty wrench and clamp it down tight. We're ready to start getting the keg full. I go ahead and put all the hardware that I'll be using on the keg so that when I turn the scale on, I can zero it out so I'm only weighing the beer that comes in. Once we're good to go, I hit the button and the transfer starts. The key thing here is just watching your pressures. I want to keep that fermenter a pound or 2 above the pressure in the keg. So a little back and forth, watching and monitoring, checking the weight, back and forth between all the dials, small adjustments, and we have the beer transferring smoothly. Here I'll slow it down a bit and we can really take a look at the setup. And again, it's just a matter of keeping that pressure difference at the right range so you have a graceful transfer from the fermenter into the kegs. Perfectly clear beer transferring into the keg. And this keg now we can see has got almost 4 gallons in it. So I'll really be watching that closely because I want to pull that transfer tube off as it gets close to 5. Speed it up again because we've got the 3-gallon keg on now, and it's just more of the same. Just watching those pressures, being very careful with it. You'll see I need to make an adjustment to my spunding valve here. Keep those pressures flowing just right, and then we'll be good to go. Everything's going smooth, looks great. Okay, we're done. We've got 5 gallons in this keg. Had just about 2 in my little 3-gallon keg, which is about what normally happens. There'll be a little bit of residual in the cone there of the fermenter, but that's really about all there is to it. Hope you got something out of this. I know I did. I got 7 gallons of pretty good beer. So thanks again for watching. We'll catch up later on the next topic. Take care.